Hi, I'm Abigail Osry.
And I'm Emily Osry. Welcome to Season 6, Episode 34 of El Camino Reality.
This week we talk about NJROTC's Battalion Camp,
Take a look at the Solar Project presentation,
cover the dance show,
introduce you to Play It Loud,
talk about the alternative school,
cover the color run,
and of course toss it over to Josh Schaefer for this week's sports wrap-up.
NJROTC held its annual Battalion competition May 7th, pitting different classes against one another.
Alex Marcuzzi, Janin Yap, and Jalen Young covered the event.
El Camino's NJROTC has 5 classes a day. Each class is called a platoon, and each year NJROTC holds a battalion competition in which the platoons compete against one another to win individual awards and the battalion competition trophy.
It happened before me, probably within the last 5 or 6 years before I got here, so it's about 15 years old now. Why is because it was an opportunity for all the periods to compete against each other on a Saturday. Well, what used to happen during the school day.
I was actually in kickball, orienteering, and the 100, which was really fun because I'm usually on the running areas of battalion comp or regular competition.
My favorite part of battalion comp would have to be having the opportunity to cheer the rest of the whole unit. Even though it's like a competitive game, we still encourage each other to do our best.
It was very fun. I interacted with a lot more people than I thought I would. Bravo Platoon has been a really great supporting people. They have great PCs and MPOs, but just the thrill of being a senior and hanging out with everybody who's going to be the future of ROTC is really fun. Just that day, taking pictures, laughing, having fun, doing events was just awesome.
After competing in the battalion competition, the cadets go to awards night, where the winners of individual events and the platoon that won the battalion competition are announced.
Just like any sporting team on campus, they have the end of the year awards, and that's how we're giving all the kids their different awards that they had earned during the year and saying goodbye to the seniors.
I did go to awards night. It was very fun. This was actually my first awards night I've ever gone to, and I'm really glad I did, but also I do regret not going to the other ones. But this one was really fun. Never thought it would be that fun. Stonefire was bomb. They had the best try too. Oh, so good.
My first battalion comp experience was amazing. I would love to do it the second year and from that point on.
Makes me think about joining or planning on going to college with an ROTC just to try my best in that area. But I am going to miss this. A lot of people I've met, a lot of memories, a lot of things I've done. These were the first friends I've ever gotten at ROTC. I was hecka shy when I first came here when I was freshman. I opened up. They really opened me up to talking, laughing, being myself rather than being sheltered. I don't think I'll find that in other programs.
Every kid's out there doing their best to perform for a unit, for a common cause. So I think the best thing about it is watching everybody have fun together.
Congratulations to Echo Platoon for winning. For El Camino Reality, this is Jenny Yap.
At the end of each semester, chemistry and biology classes all over El Camino participate in the Solar Energy and Water Conservation Project.
Tunga Bayarma, Angela Rouse, and Jared Stein covered the event.
Every year, Ms. Madrasala, Ms. Hicks, and Ms. Tran's chemistry classes hold an invitational presentation on solar technology in Anderson Hall.
It initially started with a workshop at UCLA where we learned how to make the solar cell itself, and it was really interesting. One, that they didn't use silicon, it used organic materials, so I think that's where my mind got captivated by it. And then when I saw how engaged students are, and they really get into the understanding the need for cleaner energy, so I think it fulfills a lot of different roles.
Solar cells, it's a huge thing moving on right now. Even the water project we did in the fall. Solar panels are everywhere, they're advertising it, but how much do we really know about solar panels or how they work?
We usually meet, Ms. Tran, Mrs. Hicks, and myself. We try to figure out a plan of, scheduling, like when are we going to do it, when are we going to make the actual lab to get them engaged. And then they've had a rubric going for they started it off, or Miss Tran started it off, so she already had a rubric and had a layout of, the PR, the different groups, the PR groups, the educators, the eco-engineers, environmentalists. So that helps because it was already kind of laid out. So we just kind of meet together to see when we can actually do the work.
It's a great place to have other students come and they can be proud of what the students did. They have their posters, their little demos, their research, and they got dressed up. So it's like giving them power and how they are improving their own community. I think it's important because it's an advancement into where our future is headed to. It may not be the greatest or most efficient right now, but it's something leading into our future.
Our project is about trying to find other ways to power our houses or other items, because the ones that we're using now tend to cause a lot of pollution.
Make sure to check out the event today for more insight on solar technology. For El Camino Reality, I'm Tunga Bayarmo.
Last Friday night, family and friends gathered in Anderson Hall to see El Camino's dance program perform its annual dance show.
Manisha Kaur and Roni Haziza bring you Shut Up and Dance.
Every year, Miss Marshall holds her annual dance show in Anderson Hall. The theme of this year's dance show was Shut Up and Dance with Me.
I really came for my friends mostly, but I thought it was really good and the dancing was amazing.
I think the dance show for now was really cool. The routines were really nice. I think everyone did a good job. Everyone looked so good up there. It was really cool.
It's just really fun and got the crowd going. I also really liked the hip hop dances. They were really fun.
I know that it went great. The kids killed it. They danced the best I've ever seen them. They were a complete team. And then the audience was amazing. It takes two to tango. The kids performed to their max and the audience gave back with enthusiasm and cheering, and they just played off each other. It was the best night.
I think everyone did a good job with the hip hop routine. I think it was really cool. And I just thought the hip hop people were really cool.
We're preparing a year. It's a lot of work. And I have to say they did a good job at the assembly on Monday. But the difference between assembly and tonight, they dug in the last couple of days and they were perfect. It was perfect. It was perfect.
Including this year's amazing dance show. For El Camino Reality, this is Manisha Kaur.
At the end of the year, with all the stress from finals, don't you just want to crank up the music and let it out?
But it's kind of hard to do that with parents and neighbors complaining about the noise.
Well, I'll let Tunga Bayarma, Pierce Richard, and Jared Stein tell you about Play It Loud, a teen club that lets you crank it to 11.
For those who live in apartment buildings or are stressed out from tests and finals, there's a place nearby where you could get loud and loose.
Play It Loud is an entertainment venue for actually all ages, kids and those who are kids at heart. It's influenced with music and also video games for two reasons. They never change and people of all ages can enjoy it. For teenagers, we definitely have gaming. We have an 18-screen Xbox theater. We have a 10-screen PlayStation lounge. We have 2 interactive gaming rooms, which anybody can come in and hang out. We've had large Sweet 16 birthday parties as well. With the birthday parties, it feels like a club, so everything's cleared out. There's a big dance floor. We've brought in dessert bars. We've had photo booths. The DJ's always here. The lights go down. The lights get crazy. And it's just a really, really fun, good time.
Devin Hostin Turner celebrated her Sweet 16 at Play It Loud on April 2nd.
Well, we were looking for a little kind of club-like place for teenagers, and my mom's friend called us and told us to check out the new place that made, and we were able to do it up as we wanted, and we just came at a cheap price. They gave us food that they prepared there, drinks too, and the music was really good.
Make sure to check them out over summer. For El Camino Reality, I'm Tunga Bayarmo.
And now Bethany Ramirez and Yanira Montoya dispel some myths about El Camino's alternative school.
The El Camino Alternative School is to help students in so many ways. We caught up with the students and staff members of this wonderful school.
and my main duties are I run the alternative school, so I'm in charge of the alternative school, which encompasses the day program and independent study, and then I have duties on the home campus.
Well, I initially came here because I was behind on credits. I did homeschool. I went here to Elko, but I had gotten withdrawn and I did homeschooling, which actually made me behind even more than I already was. And then I came here to alternative ed at the beginning of this semester.
It's very different from on the main campus because I have a class full of, if I have a class with 30 students, they're all in a different English class. They're not all in 10A or 10B. They're in every class they need to make up, from 9A to 12B.
I definitely see improvement in the students. Many of them come here because they couldn't handle a regular classroom environment elsewhere, and so we're the alternative for them.
It is extremely helpful because, like, I know for me, like, I get really I have really bad social anxiety, so I get very anxious in like class settings and stuff, and I get afraid of like being called on.
You can get distracted very easily, and you don't want to fall into that. You don't want to get quote-unquote senioritis, because at the end of the day, like, no one's gonna do your work but you. So it's honestly just self-determination and just being on top of your game.
For most of them, this is a really good program. For people who can't work independently, it's not always the best, and sometimes they end up going back to the regular classes. But those who are motivated and ready to work on their own and want to finish a class, excellent. Yes, this is their chance to shine.
The stereotype is that kids that come down there are pregnant or drug addicts or gangbangers or whatever, but it's just kids who just got behind for whatever reason. It's as different as a child. Could be family crisis.
Well, most teachers down here give tests and final exams. For me, I can tell by their essays. I go through a revision process with their essays to make sure that that they do learn something, so I can tell by their writing. But I know the history teacher, the science teacher, and the math teacher give actual tests.
You have to get in through your counselor. Counselor's the gatekeeper. So they have a referral list. They give it to me. They'll give it to me before they leave school, and I'll call parents and families in all summer. If you have poor attendance or a poor attitude, you're probably not going to make it. I want kids who are going to be there. You want that second chance. And I also take some kids in December because our kids graduate out all through the year.
So if you need help catching up, have a talk with Miss Bree. For El Camino Reality, this is Bethany Ramirez.
Last Saturday, hundreds of people gathered at Dodger Stadium to participate in the Los Angeles Color Run.
That's right, the Color Run is a thrice annual event where people run to raise funds for charity.
Maddie Amaro and Nash McReynolds bring you the story.
The Color Run is a great event that you can attend up to 3 times a year that's filled with colors and happiness and world peace.
Well, this is my first 5K. I just wanted to do something that was fun and make me do some running.
Yeah, because we're a couple, we want to do something together, and this is a fun way of just like celebrating.
On Saturday, May 21st, hundreds of people came down to Dodger Stadium for a 5K run that symbolizes world happiness.
Is this your first time at the Color Run?
Yeah.
Did you guys like it?
Yeah, we loved it. So fun.
Yeah? What was your favorite part?
Probably getting the color thrown at us. Yeah.
I love the energy.
It's like a big party.
I love it. It was really fun. A lot of food, music, run. So you finish your run, you come back and eat, you don't feel bad because you already got your exercise done. Yeah, I love it. I'll do it again for sure.
From the 2016 Color Run, I'm Maddie Amaro, and I gotta go run.
And now let's toss it over to Josh Schaefer for this week's sports wrap-up.
Thanks, Emily. Last Monday, the El Camino Real girls varsity softball team defeated the Kennedy Cougars thanks to a go-ahead home run by freshman Jordan Van Hook over the left field wall onto Valley Circle, the first in ECR softball history. On Wednesday, they made a comeback victory against Port of Los Angeles. On Saturday, ECR softball defeated the Banning Pilots in the 2016 Los Angeles City Section Division I championship game by a final score of 2-1 in 10 innings. The sophomore Annie Moore hit a double into left center field that scored Maddie Gilmore, winning the game and the 2016 LA City Section championship. Congratulations to the team and first-year head coach Jody Bornstein on their tremendous accolade. On Tuesday, the El Camino Real boys varsity volleyball team defeated their rivals from Taft High School in 3 sets to advance to the 2016 LA City Section Division I championship, where they would face off with top-seeded Palisades. After winning the first set, ECR would drop the second and third and make a comeback and win the fourth and fifth sets to become the 2016 Division I City Section champions and earning their first ever LA City Section title in the history of ECR boys varsity volleyball. Congratulations to the entire team and first-year head coach Alyssa Lee. Last week, the ECR varsity baseball team defeated San Pedro and San Fernando to advance to the City Section semifinals on Tuesday at the University of Southern California's Dado Field, where they would face off with the Birmingham Patriots. The final 4 teams in the LA City Section baseball playoff bracket are the top-seeded 4 teams, all of them coming from the West Valley League: Chatsworth, ECR, Birmingham, and Cleveland, respectively. Again, ECR baseball will face off with the Birmingham Patriots today at the University of Southern California's Dado Field. You can watch it live on ecrjournalism.com/live, the broadcast home of Conquistador Athletics. If they win that game, they will advance to the 2016 Los Angeles City Section Division I championship game on Saturday at the beautiful Dodger Stadium to take on either the Cleveland Cavaliers or the Chatsworth Chancellors. Ryan Kia, Zymon Sosoban, and Brett Bass from the ECR boys golf team will be at the SoCal CIF Boys Golf Regionals on Thursday at Brooks Golf Course at 8 o'clock a.m. The ECR track and field team will be competing in the LA City Section Track and Field Championships on Thursday at Birmingham Community Charter High School. Field events will be taking place at 1:30 p.m. and the running events will be taking place at 5:30. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at ECR_live for news and updates about when and where our next broadcast will be. Again, our next one will be today at the University of Southern California's Dado Field for ECR baseball versus the Birmingham Patriots in the 2016 playoff semifinals. For El Camino Reality, I'm Josh Schaefer.
From all of us on the crew of El Camino Reality,
stay sharp, Conquistadors.
Don't forget to tell your friends to check us out on YouTube or at ecrjournalism.com.
Honey, can you help me? Cause I feel so blind. Losing myself, I must be out of my mind, yeah. Honey, can you help me? Cause I feel so low. I can't figure out which way to go, no. So I recollect myself, I'll get back to the city in the sky.